Hey everybody, it's Sneb again, and we're doing a 10 core Guardian Vale Guardian kill. Yeah, that's right. You can actually see my build here if you want to have a look. You can pause the video and check it out. But things were a little bit interesting. I went really defensive on core guard and tried to bring as much utility combined with boons as humanly possible. You can see there I brought advanced, so we'd have swiftness, but also have a little bit extra Aegis, because Aegis uptime is kind of relevant for core guardians, especially the others in the squad. I also brought like the little cone healing thing because that's really strong. And of course I brought our trusty staff. I think that I started, I think it took us 3 attempts to get this. And when I first started, I was trying to do it on Selly or something, but yeah, it didn't work. Oh, and I go down here, but they're going to quickly res me up. There we go. So one of the things that I want to do with this series is I want to do raid bosses in unique ways. And I want people to understand that you can kill raid bosses with pretty much anything. But there are just some things in the game that are objectively stronger than others. And that's why the meta exists. But if you really know what you're doing on a class, or you really know what you're doing in a raid boss, you can kind of make anything work, as evidenced by 10 core guardians. Now, Guardian is actually one of the simpler examples because Guardian has a few builds that are very powerful. Like a core Guardian healer, really, it's not that much different than a Firebrand healer. Obviously, you have significantly less utility and such, but it's still pretty powerful. And then when you look at DPS builds, the core power Guardian build is actually really strong. And at one point in time, it was even meta on a certain bosses. So before you go out and think, oh, like Sneb, this is just way too easy or something. Yeah, Guardian is going to be a little bit easier, but I'm excited to show you what we've got in core engineers and a few other runs that we've already done. So the strategy here is very simple. It's the same strategy that you'd use in pretty much any pickup group in Guild Wars 2. You split, like you can see we're about to go there right now. You split down right on this crack here, and you do that because that's where the light up is going to happen. So every once in a while, the lighting, you see like at the top of the screen how that third is lit up. It's going to switch and it's going to go clockwise, and you don't want to be standing on that. So if we're right on the edge here, we can just move left and right and avoid it without any trouble. The real trick here is ensuring that people don't get teleported by the blues. Aegis actually can block the blues theoretically, but it's really hard to time that. You can actually block blues. People really don't understand that. You can do that, I promise. And avoiding the greens, I was concerned that we might have to do greens, but Guardian is strong enough with heals that we can out-heal it with just 2 healers. So our squad comp, we have 2 healers that are pretty much using the same build that I was using at the beginning. And then we have, I think, 2 or 3 people playing a very strange, like, Condi Core Guardian build, and which is basically just Condi Firebrand minus the Firebrand. And then we have everyone else running just your basic full Berserker power Core Guardian. And you know what? Those are pretty strong. That's basically just power DH, but without the DH for the most part. So that was the strategy. Otherwise, very simple. You can see here, one of us is going to go get the green Guardian. They're going to pull it over here so that the blue and the green Guardian are tied up here. We do need at least 4 people to go into that green circle. If we don't, we're in big trouble because it will kill us all. So that's bad. Oftentimes people are wondering like, oh, what are those big red circles around the Guardians? Well, that, whichever one you're in, it'll attune to you, or like whichever third you're in, you'll get attuned to that pylon color. And then that Guardian is the one that you have to kill. If you go into the other third and those other red circles rather, you will take damage. You can see here we're taking ticking damage, but the fun thing is that the ticking damage is so minimal that you can actually just straight up out heal it. So as long as you're moving with your healers, things should be fine. Things did get pretty spicy here though. I was really worried we were gonna fail because people started dropping because we were all attuned to the wrong thing and we didn't stick together. So the most important thing is if you are going to move into another third, you should go with the healers. That's why the strategy is like that. Oh, I barely got that res. That's why the strategy is like that. Why you split up and why you pull the green. You put all the healers on the blue third and then you pull the green to it because you can just out heal the green ticking damage. So the way we dealt with Seekers here is we use shield, like you can see I just pushed it back there, and then you can also use staff 5 to stop them from getting to you. Otherwise, we just tried to avoid them at all costs. And we actually did really good. This was the transition that's so important in all groups, right? You got to make sure that you tank it over. One thing a lot of folks don't know is that the way that that green circle spawns is this. Whichever third Vale Guardian is standing in is the third that the green will spawn in. That's why your tank needs to move quickly. See how that green spawned there rather than behind us in the lit up portion? You always need the boss to be moving forward. If you are not doing that, you can see I even preemptively went in here. If you're not doing that, then the green will spawn in the lit up portion. You can't go get it. You have to tank the damage, and the seekers are a little bit more relevant in this last 33% phase. So just know that if you're kind of struggling with raid bosses, that's a really big tip for getting past this last 33%. Ensure that you're moving the boss forward always. And you can see we actually did kind of a bad job here, but I just wanted to get that last green because I knew we were close to the end. Anyway, if you have any questions about Vale Guardian or about raiding in general, please let us know. We actually have a guild called the Skane Gang where we help set up people into statics and get them into raiding. So if you want to join us there, shoot me a message on Twitter or comment down below your in-game name. We'd love to have you. We're on the North American server. Anyway, go out, be good, become another, do good things, don't let your dreams be memes, and most importantly, stay classy, my friends. And we'll catch you next time, okay? Have a good one.